Boy, we've been denied a real title race this season, but I tell you what, this top four battle between Man United and Leicester over the next two games is going to be fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, Leicester, it's a shame they've fallen off so much because, you know, the way they started the season, they probably overachieved and they probably deserve Champions League football, but United are right there. And if you look at the way Marcus Rashford played today, two world-class moments, just his dribbling to get out of his own half. And then Bruno Fernandes has just been absolutely unbelievable. And Rio's right, Martial's a changed man. You know, he runs around, he's effective, he scores goals, and those three, they look for each other at all times. Pogba plays deeper, but those three are absolutely a breath of fresh air. They really are.
Okay, let's get some reaction then. Let's hear what Marcus Rashford has to say. He's with Des.
Marcus, that's a huge 3 points, but some very close calls and tight margins tonight.
It's obviously every game for us now is a big game, and you know, before the Southampton game, we were scoring goals for fun, and then Southampton game was a bit more difficult, and today the same. So, you know, these type of victories you get a lot out of as well as a team because we've had to work double hard to get the result.
Very surgical finish for a man who's going to be an honorary doctorate. I'll only do that joke once, but there's a fantastic cutback, took three players out as well.
Yeah, just trying to be clever inside the box and, you know, trying to find halfway out to get a shot off, but I think it's the pattern of play that we do before that's positive, you know, it's what we've been improving on, and you know, it's the reason why we've scored so many goals in the last few games, but you know, it come early today, but the beginning of the game was very tough.
And a couple of big moments, including the penalty in field, Lindelof and Zaha coming together, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, you know, with VAR you don't really know what to expect, but you know, we can only react to the decision that's made, and I think that's something for both teams. It can be difficult at times, but you know, we'll improve it.
We saw with that second goal how devastating he could be on the break. I mean, Anthony Martial hadn't had many mentions during the game, but suddenly he's there.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work today, Anthony, and you know, when we have the ball, he's always making himself an option, and he's always available to receive the ball. So doing all that work, that's what he deserves at the end, to get a goal. And you know, for the team, it's always good when you strike a score.
Well, now with that top four battle, I mean, we're saying this all the way through, but goal difference could even come into it.
Yeah, I think for us, we just got to go and win every game, and you know, that's been the goal for us for the past few weeks. You know, we had a slip up last game against Southampton, but you know, today it's good to refocus, and in a very, very tough game as well. So it's good to get the 3 points.
Congratulations! Thanks very much.
Someone enjoyed himself a great deal this evening. It's time to talk about an incident that would not have pleased the Crystal Palace boss, though. He wouldn't have been clapping and hollering tonight. There was two moments, Peter, that I want to go through with you. First of all, I want to talk about this penalty incident from the first half. We spoke about it at half-time. All of the three gentlemen alongside me who all have played the game were very clear they thought it was a penalty. Now, whether you do or don't think it's a penalty, isn't this a prime example of when you can ask the referee to go to the pitchside monitor, the technology exists, and just allow him to make a decision with more information than he originally had?
Yes, it is. And what the lawmakers have come up with for next season, not this season, but for next season, is that they've written in the law to say when there's a subjective play, such as that, and the intensity of a foul challenge, it's down to the referee, if appropriate, to go over and have a look. And we'll see if the Premier League will adopt that for next year. As I say, it's been written into the law because the law is saying, if we've got the technology there, why not use it? And in this instance, it's such a subjective play that had the referee had the extra angles that we're seeing here, then he may have swayed towards giving a penalty kick. As it was, he doesn't. He had the on-field decision to make, and his decision was, no, it wasn't a foul. So, yeah, Crystal Palace can feel hard done by, but the lawmakers are looking to make sure that at least it's written into the law, where appropriate, he goes over to the screen for next season.
But if you're a Crystal Palace fan, Robert, you're saying, well, the technology's there already, the screen's already by the side of the pitch. If you're planning on doing that, go and do it now.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I've seen, as Darren Fletcher alluded to, the chairman's comments on social media about was VAR broken tonight, and you know, it took him ages to rule out Sacco's handball, didn't it, at Villa Park? But that's in the law. If it hits your arm, we know it's going to be disallowed if it leads to a goal or a goal scored by using your arm. And I think that law has changed on June the 1st, but it's not going to be implemented until next season in the Premier League. There, it's a subjective call. Okay, it's not a clear and obvious foul, but it's a foul. It's a foul. The referee's got to go to the screens here. We keep saying it.
I'm getting bored of talking about VAR now. It's a foul. It's a foul. Simple as that.
I think so, but the guys, I mean, when we played, anywhere else, we always say, anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul. But because he's in the box, it's not given as a foul. It's crazy. I mean, I'm sure, as Palace supporters, players, managers, staff, etc., they'll be livid with this decision. Because, again, if you call that outside the box, go on, Robbie.
Rio, what I was going to say is, I'll ask Peter this, it's a tackle from behind. So he's gone through the player to win the ball. Peter, anywhere on the pitch, that is a foul. It's a tackle from behind. They both were in towards the goal. He's gone through the back of him, his leg and the ball. It's a foul, Pete. Simple. No excuse. Foul.
Yeah, you can argue that. I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's a foul.
He has gone through the back of him. He has caught his leg. He's caught the ball as well, and that's what Graham Scott's seen. He's seen him catching the ball. He hasn't seen what we've seen here. Now, layer on top of that, is that a clear and obvious foul? I don't think it is. But, that's my view. Do I think it's a foul? Do I think it's a foul? Do I think it's a foul? Yes, I do think it's a foul. However, if you layer on VAR there, it's got to be clear and obvious. And for me, it's not a clear and obvious foul, but it could be a foul.
Slight difference of opinion, I think.
Peter, if somebody tackles you from behind, if somebody tackles you from behind, if that was on the halfway line, Peter, if that was on the halfway line, Real's marking a centre forward, the ball gets played to the centre forward, he goes through the back of the player, kicks the ball and the player at the same time, is that a foul on the halfway line?
Robbie, the difference is I'd have got the ball, not the man.
It is a foul on the halfway line, but it's a foul in the penalty area as well, Rob.
So it's a foul. Well, there we go. Owen, you're always the voice of reason. What do you think? It's two issues here. Number one, that it wasn't given, which would be frustrating, but also the fact that they've already decided they're not going to go to the pitchside monitor as often as they should. Why not just make each decision based on that particular incident?
Well, there's a few issues with this. First of all, it is a clear and obvious foul. Second of all, if they were to give a penalty in the first decision, they wouldn't have overturned it. I think you do have to go to the monitor. Second of all, I think if you look at it, Lindelof's trying to play the ball, but Zaha does a step over while Lindelof's trying to reach for the ball.
Yeah.
When he does that step over and he's just over top of the ball, Lindelof basically takes him out. And look, Zaha falls over instantly.
Yeah.
It's not a dive, he's just down. The point is, Victor thinks he's going to play the ball, and Zaha's trying to do a step over, and they come together at the same time. That stops Wilf going further forward and continuing the action. I think it's clear and obvious. I don't know how they missed it. And if you can't see it, go to the monitor. And I think it just makes it a lot easier. But look, we've had issues with VAR. We're still learning. But I think United sometimes, they got a bit of luck today. And the offside was marginal as well. But I think VAR, they got that one wrong.
We'll talk about the offside in just a couple of moments. But Roy Hodgson is waiting to speak to Des. Let's hear this right away. Roy with Des. Let's get his thoughts.